Bonjour, bonjour, comment ça va? Je suis Cotalia Benson Monomatos de la Livre 22, de la Croix à Pure Monomatos de la Livre. Bienvenue sur mon chaîne. Welcome to my channel, but not at Conjure South. In fact, bienvenue chez moi. Welcome to my place, my house, my home. I am so excited to be with you this morning as we will be bringing a strong focus to what is Hoodoo and Hoodon'Ts. Who are the Hoodon'Ts? What are the Hoodon'Ts? I'm really assisting you with understanding the difference so that you are not bamboozled, misled, miseducated, so forth and so on. But before we get into all of that, okay, I must first ask you to please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, leave a sweet, kind comment below, hit your post notification or notification button, and share the video. Share the video, share the video, share the video. And I want to see if we can get as many thumbs up today as we do have people in the chat. Okay. All right. Yes, that looks good. Merci. Thank you. So, yes, good morning, everybody. People say, yes, super fan of the bob. Listen, there are things that I know. I can rock a bob, I can rock the inches, but one day I'm going to do a pixie cut. I really want to do a pixie cut. Um, I've always liked them. At one point in time in my life, my face shape allowed that. But then life began to life. And not so much a thing. But before we get deeply into the conversation this morning, hello, Kenny. How are you doing? Hello, Dominique. Hello, Gregory. Impressive Magic. Nelly. Hello, Jennifer. Mama Labo. Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Iceberg Paris. Marcia. Valencia. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So yes, let me see what these thumbs up are at this time. Um, let's see. Where are my thumbs up? All right, we got 19 thumbs up. We have 30 people watching. So just make sure that we're hitting those thumbs up, please. All right, let's go into the first um, really quick announcements here before we get into the topic. So people have been asking, I've been trying to communicate, um, have been like really already interested. But last year we had our first annual working ritual weekend. It was a 3-day weekend of Friday. We was out here in these streets during my performance. I'm not performing this year. But then we had 2 days of pure ritual, ceremony, and experience. So what is the working ritual weekend? Why is it important? Why does it even matter? So the conjure effect is heavily driven. Hold on, I'm trying not to laugh because I'm trying not to sneeze. And I'm also trying not to laugh because Iceberg Paris yesterday was sneezing and she made a post saying that it was like that meme or that gif of here comes the hurricane, here comes the hurricane, sneezing, and so it was just really funny. But anyway, um, yes, the working ritual weekend was so good last year. So the working ritual weekend provides, whereas the conjure fest is like boom, 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 education, 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 hoodoo, magical overload. You're getting all of that, okay? And then you have to process the whole weekend. We do things hands on, but you're still in that space of study and understanding, am I? The working ritual weekend provides a space that I hold where we are doing the work, okay? We're doing the work. We're not just learning. We have a moment of communication and instruction and understanding, and then we work. So there's a lot of times, a lot of elements where you're literally just in your space with those spirits doing that work. Um, and okay, so here's the thing about it. Um, I don't know, um, Latoya Jackson, to whatever reason you did not receive a reading, uh, years ago, probably due to transitioning into new spaces and places, new, systems and those things and so forth and so on, but you can always reach us at, customer service at conjurehouse.com, and if we can find your order, we can maybe rectify and reconciliate that, reading perhaps, um, but yeah, so moving right along, um, so this is a weekend of true work. Well, of course, I'm always gonna make sure that I am giving you all of me to the best of me, right? And for that reason, um, we are announcing the second Working Ritual Weekend, Volume 2. And it's a little bit special. Why? Because it's not just a Working Ritual Weekend, but it is a cabin retreat. We're gonna be staying in cabins, but some of you have the options. Et voilà, there you have it. Yes, yes, yes. Um, we are literally, going to have a time, and it's not just a simple situation of, "Oh, well, we're gonna be cabins," but the reality is this: some of you will have the opportunity to stay with me and some of the court, one of the cabins. There's 2 cabins, okay? There's 2 cabins, there's multiple beds, and there's multiple options, where you are able to actually, see that. Um, um, you don't wanna miss this. It is incredible. So, let me just go ahead and show you very, very quickly, though, um, just so I can put this up here to show you. With this particular, working ritual weekend, we are gonna have an ancestral elevation ritual, okay? Oh, oh, hold on, hold on. Whoa, that was my little clip. I was like, "This isn't what I wanted." I, here we go. That way I'm able to read this out for you guys so that you are able to also see this. Um, so the working ritual weekend provides you with an ancestor elevation ritual. So what is the ancestor elevation ritual? Maybe I should just like slide over here or something. I This thing is not allowing me to shift 5. Yeah. Anyways, I would like I have to figure out how to make this thing work because it's not giving me the option to move it again. Going back to the conversation of like new systems, etc. So we have the ancestral elevation ritual. The ancestral elevation ritual is literally a ritual and custom that we began to do at your arrival. There are very specific things that we do. And you say, well, what is that exactly? This is where we're going to have a moment in time in which we are literally healing reconciliation of our spirit so that we are able to get the strongest form of ancestral communication possible with our whole life. This ritual is a 3-day, 3-night ritual. It starts the night you show up to the event. So that is something that happens throughout the entire process, okay? That's number 1. The next thing we have is the Sunset Riverboat Cruise, um, River Blessing and Reconciliation Ritual. So, the riverboat th so, first and foremost, we are gonna be on a riverboat, not the Montgomery Riverboat, but we can. We can, if you want to. If you I mean, if you want to, you absolutely can, um, do that. But no, we're gonna be on, the river. Oh, no. Um, one moment, please. The battery got hot. Battery got to 100%. Okay, but Michael, it still seems to be showing though. So, Michael, you're not listening. It still shows. It's off for whatever reason. Yes. So, okay, well, Michael, either way it goes, I'm live, so it's fine. People are still watching. Um, so what are you doing? I'm asking a question. All right, we can see you, we can hear you. Okay, thank you. So I do apologize for that. There's again something going on with the camera. It says that it's hot and just trying to make sure that we were still live. I do apologize. The next part is the riverboat. Um, is the Sunset Riverboat cruise reconciliation and river blessing. So this allows us to one reconcile with the water. Not so much in the space of, are the water spirits angry and all of those things, but more so of understanding that we have to absolutely begin to give back in order for us to receive. Understand, if fresh water is not honored, we do not live. So that's one part. This is a space of honoring that space and receiving our blessings by the spirit of the water, okay? Um The next thing is, um, our high protection ritual. I'm super excited about this ritual because the high protection ritual gives you an opportunity to collect spirits, creating 4 spiritual allies of protection. This is going to be everything. This is going to be so huge because a lot of you have not lived this. And so you really don't understand what it actually looks like when it comes to doing the work. And this ritual or custom, rather, requires you to do the work. It's going to be great. Uh, all right. Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Hello, everybody. Also, gotta remind you guys, once we get into this conversation of the hoodoos and the hoodon'ts, um, super stickers. I forgot it was a thing last time, so they are available when we get there to the conversation. The next thing I want to bring up is the smoke summoning blessing ritual. The smoke summoning blessing ritual actually um it's me giving you the leadership, the guidance, and teaching you how to actually summon, um, to actually summon, um, the your blessings, calling those blessings in. But through and again, it's one thing some of you will say, "Well, Queen, I've done your incense class or I've done your smoking class." You have not done a summoning with smoke. The great thing about the working virtual weekend is you're gonna leave here with multiple tools and supplies to do this when you are at home, in case you don't have these tools, and also how to with these tools, understanding the body movement, because a lot of people don't understand when it comes to hoodoo, it is the action of your doing, not the spiritual allies. But if you are magical, you hold the power, which means you will be doing that something, so forth and so on. A whole different ballgame. Um, the other thing I thought I had taken this down, sorry. And then we're doing the fire feeding ritual as well. The fire feeding ritual, um, is another ritual in which it's about blessings, it's about protection, but again, some of you have never experienced these rituals and things. I sat down incorrectly, so my stresses was a little bit off. So there's that. So let's get a little bit more into the working ritual weekend, okay? So first and foremost, it is November 3rd, 4th, and 5th. It will be held in a state park where you will have 3-day access to the park. You will not have to pay for admissions because you will be coming to this event that is already taken care of. Some of you have the options of staying in a cabin with myself, and then there's another cabin. We're sharing 2 cabins. There are limited spaces. There are, in fact, limited spaces, okay? But these things are available. The link is in my description box. You can see the break of those things. So let me tell you something. When you look at these prices include everything. The the event and your stay if you decide to stay at one of the cabins. So don't miss out. I got to adjust this dress. My gosh. Okay, now we're good. Um, so this just gives you multiple options. Also, you may say, well, what are some of the perks? Well, one of the perks is if you stay in my cabin, you actually will get to have one-on-one Q&As about the day and about things that you would like to know surrounding who will be our degree and just your magical ability, so forth and so on. And also, you will get your 2024 New Year's reading in person with me. Your full 2024 New Year forecast, will be available. So, I just wanna take a moment once more, before we get into the other, conversation here. Just and voila, 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 voila. Um, so there you have it. It's going to be incredible. I can guarantee you that without a doubt. Um, I also should probably add this, little tidbit. The evening that we will be having the Sunset Riverboat cruise, um, understand that we will be in and on the same waters where the last known enslaved Africans came in. The boat, the Clotilda that was burned, the last slave ship ever brought to America, we will be sharing those waters. Um, and so we are also providing that space of reconciliation with those spirits, with those ancestors, with that experience. And again, some people will never have an opportunity to do this. Um, we all have a part to play in this. And so, hello, Tafa Beasley. Hello, how are you? So there's that. Okay. So it's gonna be when I tell you super, 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 super magical weekend. The link is in the description box. There are limited spaces. Um, hotels, because there's limited spaces for the cabins, but then hotels are 10 minutes away, but you will have free access to the park, um, admissions into the park every day. So you don't have to worry about that at all. So I hope to, see you here, and, why am I crying? I'm so excited. Maybe because you're so excited. Um, so it's gonna be a beautiful weekend, and really is gonna give you to understand your yes, please like and share the video. So there's that. Um, now let's move on to the next thing, okay? I want to just tell you guys we do have tomorrow evening, um, iceberg fires. Lily, I'm crying too. Oh my goodness. Y'all need to get it together. It's 8:30 AM Central Time, 9:30 AM Eastern Time on a Sunday morning. Okay, I haven't even started preaching yet. Oh my goodness. Um, so next thing, I want to remind everybody to please make sure that you are getting your private consult, your private readings, so that you are able to have that monthly guidance. You do not have to go through the BS if you are hip to what's going to happen. If you are being given some information that may assist you, well, let me guess. Like, so I'm like, listen. Do it. Do it, Brandon. We wanna see you here. We wanna see you here, and like I said, it's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a thing because, again, a lot of you, you may be lighting your candles as a practitioner, but have you shared a space with workers working. It's a different thing. And also being able to have a moment where you're not, again, thinking, "Am I?" No. Nope, 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 because you're doing it. So make sure that you are getting your private readings. That link is also in the description box. Tomorrow evening, we are jumping into that playing card class and, playing card spells. Playing card divination and spell work. That is tomorrow evening. I wanna just say thank you to everyone that decided to do this, class. That link has already been sent out. If you have not received it, we should probably have you message us at customer service at consciousself.com. Alright? Alright. The August steady money and fixed money community service. My baby, I am so grateful and so blessed and humbled by those that decided to partake in the August community service and decided to do the full Zoom link and bundle. You were able for those that experienced, what was your experience that were there? Um, I wish I was able to bring I may can bring some people on if you wanna sort of speak on it. Let me see if I hit invite. Bring speakers, managers, administrators, blah, 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 blah. You have 10 people on the screen. Interesting. I guess, I'll try that next time, try to bring some people in. My hand started itching. It was a beautiful and intense, very intense tingling. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. My right hand was tingling. That's not surprising. We're bringing that money in. Um, it was also very time consuming. It was almost a 3 hour Zoom call of me working. Um, People saw me in my space, like, it wasn't a, "Oh, I'm lighting the candle, yes, girl," it's none of that. It's not, "Oh, well, I'm just gonna light a candle for you and say, you're blessed." No, my baby, every individual Sunday morning, I thought I had contracted carpal tunnel syndrome or whatever it's called. Um, Being able to watch you work was definitely a treasure. Merci beaucoup. Thank you so very much. Um, it was absolutely amazing. My hand was definitely been itching. Good, 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 good. And as I showed you guys the video on my shirt, I woke up, there were ladybugs on the money, ladybugs, um, on the lamp. I was like, "Come on, luck and blessings." And then, um, I woke up this morning and the lamp is done. The lamp is done. Like, I was like, "Hold up now," 'cause I do my work. I make sure my lamp is trimmed and burned, and I was like, "Okay." And I woke up this morning, I was like, "Oh, did it go out?" I was like, Is somebody or something interfering?" And so I was like, "Let me relight," 'cause I did not want to undo the steady work. I relit the lamp, and she said, "Girl, we done. We so done. Merci." I said, "Oh, okay." Not a drop of oil in the lamp at all. You all that was fast. That was so fast. Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, 4 nights, 4 nights. One, two, three, four. North, south, east, west. Steady money from all directions. Um, Brandon, is it too late to sign up for the playing card class? It is, unfortunately. Oh, merci beaucoup, d'écrit. Merci. Merci. No time wasted, not at all. I just finished reading another chapter um, on roots and roosters. Itching of the hands and roosters. Yes, good. I just finished reading the chapter on itching of the hands. Yes, and all of these things matter. But there's even a deeper element to itching hands, and we're actually going to talk about some hand situation here in just a moment. So there's that. So we have that element. Now, let us talk about how to work. All right. Now we're going to get into um today's uh, show with working your steady money powder and what is hoodoo, what is who don't, and who are who don't plural. So let's get into all of that. So you're going to receive your steady money powder. Now always remember, as I tell you, my grandma always told us, as long as you had enough to fit under your nails, that's enough to do any and all things. Any and all things. So here's one of those things about, like, for example, who do versus who don't. In the world of who don'ts, okay, in the world of who don't, they're gonna tell you to grab a candle and literally create a bouquet of herbs, flowers, petals, roots, to dress it, anoint it, fix it, etc. And that is not true. Well, it's not true for the first thing is your spirits should be concealed and never seen. Because if I know that you got, say, for example, allspice all on top of your candle, okay? If I see that you have allspice on top of your money candles, because I'm a real hoodoo, I'm gonna take a little bit of um cursing, souring spirit, place under my nails, and I'm just gonna drop in your fixed candles for your lucky money, and you won't even know it. And people like, "Well, when I use your money candles, my money get worse." That's because the hoodoo queen that went through and blessed you in the worst way, okay? That's why in traditional hoodoo, you're not supposed to show your spirits. So, you are gonna have this powder, okay? You're gonna have this powder. Um, so what is the meaning of ladybugs? So ladybugs in general has just always been an omen of good luck, blessings, sweetness. They normally show up when sweet things are present, which is why they have a correspondence to that. Your 3 and 5 comments are during the money ritual, is coming to fruition. Promotions announced is 3 weeks and getting paid out of 5. Yes, indeed, and multiple people have, like was like, "Queen, I don't know if that was specifically for me, but immediately" I have to post that, testimony. Immediately, someone, like, the next day began to get their blessing. Um, promotions with work, got a raise in their work, at their job. So there's that. Um, thank you so very much, Decree. I greatly appreciate you. And again, thank you for your super sticker. Um, so using the powder, allows you okay, you don't need much. So as I was saying, you don't have to do all of this extra stuff or whatever else. You will have a little container of the powder. My baby, Madame Aphrodite stretched this powder out for 3 years because immediately using this powder, she was able to get blessings, like, at the same day or next day, without a doubt, okay? Also, are we hitting that like button? Are we hitting that like button? I wanna see we have 38 thumbs up, and we have 34 people in. I'm good with that. Yes, indeed. Thank you so very much. Oh, no. What happened? Can you all still see me? Oh, the camera turned off. The camera turned off. So, can you all still hear me? They can still hear me, but they just can't see me. Okay, so we're not gonna put a new battery in. So is the camera hot or is the battery hot? Okay, alright. Okay, well, we're back now. It's back now. Oh, I saw that earlier. Okay, thank you. Um, so if I yeah, so we're back, everybody. I do apologize. The camera's hot, the system's hot. If it turns off again, I'm just gonna, use the camera um, on the computer. It won't be as clear, but we'll keep things going. Alright? Um, so utilizing your steady money powder. So remember, the big bundle group, everyone will be getting you'll be getting your fixed money, and you saw I fixed your money. I, um, worked it the next morning. Everybody's money, I had to work it the next morning, and then you saw me dispose of it, all of that jazz. You will also then everyone in the other Zoom will be getting your steady money powder. Now, it doesn't come in this container. This is a container that I was using to blast, but here are ways to use your powder. So one way is to use your steady money powder, and you do not have to use all of it. You take this much, a pinch, and you make a cross in your right shoe and your left shoe. Do it under the sole of your shoe, and this will keep you walking with steady money, steady blessings, no matter where you go. You can do this in every single shoe, but just the pinch. You do not use all of it. That is one way to use it. My preferred way to use it, to be honest, is to take, again, a pinch on a charcoal burner, making a cross on the charcoal burner and burning this at your front door. And this is going to allow your money to steady come into your home. Open your front door and let it come into your home. And this is going to constantly bring those blessings in. Okay. So that's another option. That's one of my most preferred ways. Now, I must tell you this. I normally, and again, you got to think if you're just using enough to go under your nail every morning, getting up, lighting a little charcoal, and burning this at your front door, this is next level. I constantly, I am consistent doing this. I am always good financially. I am always good. I'm steady with my work, and my work is steady because it's steady money work. Could someone Yes, yes, because understand this, Kenny, I am blessing you. See, this is the difference between a practitioner and a worker. I am blessing you. This is the difference between a priest, a baba, a iya, a mambo, a oga, and a hoodoo. I choose to bless who I want to bless. Okay. See, can y'all still see me? Brandon Wheatman says you cannot. I can see me. Can you all see me? How often do you use the burner? I honestly take a punch, and I would do this every day. The consistency of your work is where it's key. The consistency of your work is key, okay? So, um, and I need for you all to see me because I cut my hair this morning. So y'all will never see the big, long, curly situation. I cut it this morning. So, um, anyway, so that being said, you can bring it every day, but going back to Kenny, um, this is super important to understand. See, Kenny, this is what you can't do. You can't go to my people. My people will not bless you, but I may bless you. Um, you cannot go. So, for example, I can't go to a Confederate graveyard and go ask them for blessing, unless I'm asking them to hurt somebody, another person of color, perhaps. And so it's important to understand, but me as the worker, I bless who I wanna bless. That's the beauty of being a true worker versus a practitioner versus a priest or priestess, because even a priest or priestess in Ifá, Lukumi, Condoble, Santeria, Palame, Voodoo, etc. Your blessings are determined by acceptance of the Orisha or the Lord. That's if they accept it, and that's gonna be based off the relationship they have with that Mambo, Oga, Iya, Baba, so forth and so on, Tata, Mopina, etc., so forth and so on. I get stumped when trying to divine. What do I do before I divine with my ancestors? Um, Zora. Um, so first and foremost, you shouldn't you the question is how are you divining? One, how are you divining? With what tool, with what method are you divining? That's a question that needs to be discussed. All right. So again, placing your powder in your shoes, placing your powder on an incense burner, on a charcoal burner. Another great, wonderful thing to do is to take a certain dollar amount, add powder into your money, fold it into you, turn it, fold it into you, turn it, fold it into you. Okay. All right. So once you have done this, take 4 nails to your backyard and nail it down in your property, nail it to your porch, nail it under your doormat, but it needs to be nailed down at your home. And these are just very solid ways. Now, Aizon, when you speak of the space of um, divination and using playing cards with your ancestors, the cards are their words to you. So what is coming up is their communication. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The playing cards is a medium. Whatever the cards you pull are their words to you. Now, rather you understand what those playing cards mean is a personal dividing development thing that you're gonna have to grow through to really understand reading playing cards. But the cards, you pull them, those are your people. Those are in fact your people. So there's that, alright? So there's that whole situation. So that's, to discuss regarding, um, can you give some tips on those who live in apartments? I don't have anywhere to bury things. So, for example, if you have an apartment, the back of your apartment, take your money that is fixed with the powder, okay? Nail it to the back wall of your apartment, hang a picture over that, not a mirror. You do not want to, um, you do not want to give somebody else your statement of blessings. So hang a picture up. You can put a picture of yourself or your family, but you nail that to your back wall. You place your money and you nail the 4 corners of that money, okay? I have no, no. You do not have to cleanse and protect. Cleanse your I do apologize. So here's my hoodoo mentorship trend, okay? I grew up in this space. I am a queen of my lineage. Y'all know the whole bit, right? I don't relate to a lot of the questions, like, they just don't make sense to me, but this is why we're gonna get into these hoodoos and who don'ts, because these questions of do you cleanse and protect? Do you cleanse and protect yourself before you speak to your grandmother? When you used to visit your grandmother or when you visit your grandmother, do you clean and protect yourself before talking to her? If you did not do it in life, why would you do it in spirit? You're not summoning a spirit. You're not conjuring. You're not doing spiritual work. You're divining. It's a method of divinity. There's a whole difference. And so some of this so forgive me I if my response is a little bit like, "What?" It's truly because I just don't get the questions or why someone would ask that question, but I also understand why people ask the questions that they do, right? So, that's that. Another I do wanna give you guys more steady money powder work. Powders are great to blow, like dust in a sense. So, you can take these to a crossroads. Alright, so let me, um, let me see. How am I going to, I'm not trying to stop camera. Settings. Okay. You all, I did it. I was so concerned. I was so concerned. So let me also express to you guys. So it's 8:50 and it's almost 90 degrees here. Today's gonna be a very hot day. I actually, and, port. So anyway, streaming YouTube, this may be an issue on YouTube's end. We are trying to let you know if this continues for a while, try creating a new broadcast or just remove destination. Okay, so there's also an issue with YouTube. Alright. So, hold on a moment. Okay, so can y'all still see me right now? Are we skipping bad? And let me I have to are we skipping bad right now? Um, or is it smooth? Are we good? I do have to communicate this though. You are clear. Alright, if we're clear, we're good. Listen here. Now y'all know I don't mention this. I never, ever mentioned this. Ever, 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 ever mentioned this. What is that? Oh, it's fine. I'm good with this. Thank you. Um, this Mercury in retrograde gonna whoop y'all ass. You hear me? This Mercury being in retrograde, when I tell you, I went ahead and cut my hair this morning to lay the ends outside of my doorstep in hopes that Mercury thought they were my edges so that it may pass my home. So Venus is about to wrap up. And y'all know I don't talk astrology. I don't I don't mix and mingle, which is another part of this hoodoo and who don't space. I don't mix and mingle astrological spaces versus spiritual spaces versus self-development spaces, etc. But when I tell you this, this Mercury in retrograde is the highest form of haterade. And I know this. I cursed 2 people yesterday. 2, both at fast food restaurants. So the first thing was, and this was a Mercury in retrograde and a Venus issue. I went to the Dairy Queen. So listen, I know I put on my Instagram, my personal Instagram, like, I'm about to get real skinny. So I'm like, let me have my last supper. So let me tell you, I went to the Dairy Queen and this girl was, oh my gosh, you're so pretty. Oh my gosh, you're so pretty. I'm like, all I really want is a, I want 4 chicken tenders, 6 chicken tenders, and some barbecue sauce. Okay. Okay. Yes. Uh, oh, I want you to teach me how to do makeup. Ooh, I want to know how, and I'm like, thank you, thank you. I mean, I'm really kind about those things, and like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, this heifer reached out the window and handed me all of my condiments with no bag, like hand to hand, and I go, okay. She then comes back and hands me 4 straws. I got 1 mouth. I got 1 mouth, and you hand me 4 straws. Very concerning. Then she comes back and hands me napkins. At this point, I'm like, "Are you gonna hand me my food too? Are you literally gonna hand me my food? Because do y'all not have sacks or bags?" "Oh, yes, I'm just trying to be nice." I'm like, "I appreciate it, but I'm gonna need for you to focus. Please focus." Baby, when I tell you I was so upset because when I get home, I open my box, and how many chicken tenders did I have? 4. How many did I ask for? 6, and I could not help myself other than to just go, "You know what? Because you have disturbed my 6-piece chicken tender with a 4-piece chicken tender, I'm about to disturb your piece, my tenderoni." I went back, and I did what I had to do. I could not help myself. Then I went to the Burger Queen, okay, and this woman, she was just outright rude, like, the window lady, she was just rude, super rude, just like, literally just rude, and when I got to the window, I said, "Look," I said, "This is my last time having to tell you this." I was so Now, she was disrespectful on some other stuff, I'm not gonna get all the way into it. So, Thursday night, or whatever night it was, I was blessing money. The other day, I had to go fix it. Under this wax are particular spirits that she'll never knew. But I went back in that window and for her, I asked for a cookie. I knew the cookie was 89 cents, but she was gonna use $5 bill, and she did. She sure did. Um, it was a time. It was quite a time. And I said, I asked for the cookie, and she said, "Oh, you're back." I said, "I am." I said, "And see, I said, "I found you to be quite rude earlier." "Oh, was I? I wasn't meaning to be." I said, "Well, I am." I gave her one. I didn't even get the cookie. I left. She deserved it. Now, the first lady, I just had to shake up her life to try to get her a little bit more focused but the second one, she absolutely deserved it. Um, alright, queen, so, um, yes. So, it's not surprising to me the camera's hot, the computers, the whatever. StreamYard is saying, "Oh, I'm having a streaming issue." Y'all, I am going to be bedraggled in seeing who survives this. Who's gonna survive this retrograde? Because I don't see it happening. I know, and let me tell y'all this I'm gonna give y'all this is true, all right? And I'm gonna get in, let's go right ahead on and get into the topic, okay? Oh, absolutely. Like, I really have the time right now. So let us get into the focus right here. What is Hoodoo and what is Hoodon'Ts? And I wanna go ahead and, like, bring that up right now because this next point in topic so, when we're talking about Hoodoos and Hoodon'ts, so let me tell you something. And again, if you find value in these topics, this conversation, and you're learning things, please, don't hesitate to do a super sticker if you'd like. Um but you may also ask, "Well, Queen, why is this so important? What is the point of this? What is the point of this?" Well, the point of this is so that you understand, and let me make this point very clear. There is no need to create hoodoo. There is no need to create your hoodoo, how you do hoodoo, when there is a tradition to connect to. Understanding that because because you choose to live a self-serving hoodoo lifestyle, a traditional lifestyle, you are more farther away from your ancestors than you were as a Christian or as one that served, the Christian God, the Abrahamic God, or, doctrine, okay? There's not there is not anything merci beaucoup, Kaya Queen. Um, thank you so very much, Kaya Queen. Merci. The moment you are feeling what you want, the moment you begin to exploit, understand that you have in fact disconnected yourself from yourself. What do I mean? Well, let me start off with some of the who don'ts. And then I'm gonna get back into this, and this is gonna tap into the space of astrology, etcetera. Oh, well, here we go. I'm on Instagram right now or YouTube. So sis, um, right now, let me tell you something. You really need to make sure you are putting out, your, your ancestral, um, bring your ancestral money and make sure that your ancestral altar is completely, have a white covering. You need to make sure that you have your incense, and make sure that you have your crystals, make sure you have all of your pictures, make sure that you have 9 glasses of water, make sure that everything is very clean, make sure that you have flowers, make sure you have cigars, make sure you have this in order for you to connect to your higher self. In order for you to connect to your higher self, in order for you to have your higher being, in order for you to connect to that highest state of mind, in order for you to be completely elevated in Hoodoo, or living this traditional life within Hoodoo, these things have to be done. This is in fact a who don't. It's a who don't. It's a complete who don't. What you mean, queen? Well, let me and this is where I'm about to go in, and when I tell you, this is gonna shake up some of you, but you need to know this. Ancestral veneration, acknowledgement, and honoring is not magic. Hoodoo is magic. Ancestral veneration, honoring, and acknowledgement is a custom of us as people of color within the African diaspora. There are other cultures, in fact, that also honor their ancestors. So when you see a non-person of color from Scandinavia honoring their ancestors, and you go, "Oh, y'all appropriate." No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Okay. No, ma'am. No, sir. No cat, no dog, no squirrel, no pig, nor frog. Other cultures, Asian people honor their ancestors too, yet you over here using your Mulan money with Big Mama them. You're using you're burning Asian Asian person on this money for your ancestors. They looking at you like, "What in the monopoly is happening? What in the monopoly is happening now? What in the Mulan monopoly happily Mulan monopoly money happening right now? What is this? What is this?" And you may say, "Merci beaucoup, thank you so much, Vanessa, for your super sticker. Thank you, Mama Labo, merci beaucoup, merci." And and they're gonna look at you like, So understand that a who don't is this idea that ancestral reverence is magic. The ancestors don't do your magic. You do your magic. You supposedly are magical. You You do the work. You do the magic. That's on you. They guide you. They protect you. They help shift you and lead you along your way. They will make sure that you are rejected to push you. So, for example, you're trying to go right. You should be going left. They're gonna give you every rejection to the right that pushes you left until you realize, "Oh, I've been going down the wrong way when my blessings been here the whole time." Okay? And so it's super important. Please make sure that you are liking the video, please. So understand that when you do this, um, understand that ancestral reverence is not one magic. It is a custom. One. So when you're sitting there, "Oh, I'm gonna honor my ancestors." Baby, you gotta go to spirits in Hoodoo. May that be spiritual allies or otherwise, but you going to your people, they've done their work, okay? Living, providing, and caring. Now I'm pointing because my people are here, but understand that Also, I need to let me go beyond my main of this, which is, oh, allow you to connect to your higher self. Who is not a life ethical life way to live? Who do a magical system? What is hoodoo? Hoodoo is African American conjure. Pardon. Ah, merci, merci beaucoup. It is traditional African American conjure. I have to sneeze again. You know, like, how sometimes, like, you start heating up and you start sneezing because it's hot? That's what's happening. I split the heat yesterday, and when I did the working, I split it 3 times. There were 4 pieces of wax, which communicates there will be 3 4 more days of heat, and then it'll break. Trina, here comes the hurricane. Here comes the hurricane. Amen, amen. See, this is the type of service I look to on a Sunday morning. Yes, indeed. So, um So the thing about it is, that is a huge element and point that people gotta understand that hoodoo what is hoodoo? Hoodoo is African American conjure. It is not influenced by Europeans, it is not influenced by natives, okay? It is African magics and the mystical aspects of our religions brought to the US with the conduit and the foundation being the transatlantic slave route. Well, queen, and I'm gonna get to this point later too. A lot of people say that it's a mixture of different American systems. Well, let me tell you something. If I used a, calabash, um, in Africa to make a lamp, and I go to North Carolina or go here to Mobile, I don't have calabash. But if I was an enslaved person that was enslaved by, um, someone that used kerosene lamps, and I see that that lamp is is a vessel that I can put things in like the calabash, then I'm gonna use the kerosene lamp. You did not influence me. I adapted my working to my environment, but you did not go use the, kerosene lamp because this is how we did it. This is how we worked, and we can work together. That's not how it went down. It looked like, "Oh, okay, well, normally, I would use this particular element on my cattle or on my horse, back wherever I was, and I no longer have my own horse. I don't have the horse to bring my luck and clarity, but because I'm working in a space, I'm gonna use its shoes and its foot tracks. This how I this how when I was looking for my home, I felt them telling me, "You're leaving this country," like they told me my ex-husband could not come to, Kentucky, and they put him in jail the day before my job started. Et voilà. And so it's those kind of things. So anyways, that's not magic, there's not a magical thing happening. It is a spiritual experience, okay? Let's not get it wrong. It's a spiritual experience, but it's not magic. So this thing of hoodoo is going to connect you to your higher self. People reach out to me and they go, "Oh, well, I'm trying to connect to my higher self, my purpose, my passion." Hoodoo ain't it. Hoodoo will never be. Hoodoo cannot be it because hoodoo is not a lifestyle. Hoodoo is not a lifestyle. It is a element within a culture, but it is a magical element. It is um a spiritual element within aspect within a culture, within a particular, social group, but it is not the Ten Commandments. It is not in Christianity. It is not the Odu, Ifa. It is not the Quran. So it does not give you a way of life. It does not give you ethics. There are no ethics in Hoodoo. Next thing is, oh, you know, as you tap deeper into your own state and you begin to do your spiritual workings, um, you're gonna really begin to develop, make sure that you use a cleansing candle, a black candle, to really delve into that shadow work. Nope, 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 nope. You hear terms like higher self, that's a who don't. Shadow work, that's a who don't. Because again, from my understanding, this shadow work is this thing of unraveling your issues, your traumas, and all of those things, whatever. That's not magic, my love. That is self-development. That is personal development in therapy, okay? I'm not, look, leave the shadow work for therapy, exactly. And so it's that's personal development. Again, Hoodoo does not provide personal development. It does not provide, um, insight to a greater self and being. It's not that. It will never be that. It will give you insight to the magical you. It'll give you insight to where your magical ashe lies. But when it comes to how do I connect to or how do I release these whatever, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something real, real, real deal. I'm trying to cut um, this emotional connection with myself and somebody else. You can bathe in black walnut from now until Oprah comes from Mobile on a donkey sitting backwards, singing Hallelujah Yankee Doodle, and it's not gonna make a difference because, yes, um, washing in black walnut does release any spiritual connections. 'Cause a lot of y'all talking about, "Oh, I'm spiritually connected." No, you're not. You're not spiritually connected. You are sexually connected. You are in time investment. All of these things are what you actually you are mundanely connected. You just can't stop feeling this way about him. That's the emotional thing. So, yes, it may assist you with, easing some of those feelings, but until you understand the value of self to say, "I deserve beyond this individual circumstance or situation," you need to get through because that takes mundane personal work, and that's a real thing. That's a real thing. Y'all out here laying oils because you want life to be easier. Say no to things. Say yes to the right things. Say yes to the best things, not the good things. That is those kind of things, okay, that's gonna make the difference for you, okay? So you're hearing terms like higher self, shadow work. These are who don'ts. Um, you also hear people, "Well, let me protect my energy." In order for you to protect your energy, you're gonna take some mustard seeds, and you're gonna carry you yellow ones, white ones, brown ones, it doesn't matter, okay? Um, let me also make this part clear. A lot of you are trying to correspond self and personal development with spiritual abilities, magic, and experiences, and they're different. So you're sitting back and you're going, "I need to protect my energy. Whenever I go into my house, I gotta protect my energy." No, my love. In who do, okay, in who do, we're not protecting our homes from energy. We are protecting our homes from hates, hags, and tranquil spirit, spiritual work. And when I say spiritual work, I mean work. I mean, when I say a spirit of separation, I mean I have created, conjured, and curated a spirit to remove whatever. That is the separation of spirits. It is the protection of spirits, not of energy. See, a lot of people say, "I wanna protect my energy." No, you don't wanna protect your energy. What you want to do is protect your peace. What you want to do is protect your harmony. Hello, Apollonia. Hello, Chill Will 2015. That's what you really want to do. And that goes into a space of understanding self and going, "You know what? I'm in a good space right now, and I decide not to argue with you. See, you wanna argue. I ain't arguing with you. You mad, okay?" Like, and see, it's that thing. No candle, no oil, no dirt powder will give you will give you the insight of self to go, "I'm not engaging in this. I'm not partaking in this." Okay? Let me go check to see if I can how many likes we have, okay? How many thumbs up we have, how many super stickers we have. We have 57 thumbs up, and we have 57 people in. Y'all know that brings me so much joy, okay? That brings me so much joy. So, thumbs up, please share the video, and share this video because I guarantee you what I'm telling you now is gonna bless you and somebody else. Don't be stingy with your conjure. Don't be stingy with it, okay? So people wanna talk about this energy work, energy work, energy work. Reiki is energy work. That's not hoodoo. Well, it's kinda like laying hands. Laying hands is hoodoo. Reiki is not hoodoo. Laying hands, I am placing my hands on you or near you, and I'm pulling out illness. I am taking if there is a spirit in you, I am pulling it out. I am redispir I am distributing it or dispersing it in a particular way, space, place, or thing, okay? Whereas Reiki is going to try to assist you with your chakra. That is a pure cultural healing modality that is different. Chakras, energies, um breath work, higher self, shadow work. All of this stuff is personal development. None of these things are magic. What is hoodoo? Hoodoo is magic. Then what is magic? It is a supernatural ability to create change in a current reality, making it your own. It is the ability and the authority to create justice and balance and harmony, restore the natural order of things. That's what magic is. You have a supernatural, um, a supernatural ability um, that 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 allows you to do this, right? Is that a real thing? Yes, it's a real thing. I don't know. I don't know how many people noticed that during the community service, I stuck my hands in a bowl of fire, and I left them there. Your higher self ain't gonna make that happen. Your shadow work will not make that happen. Um, um, you know, um, recognizing your spiritual triggers and trauma. Mm-mm. That's not gonna make that happen. It doesn't happen that way. Um, People have seen me bring a flame back to its wick. There is no fire or the fire's dying and I create flame. People have seen me direct winds. Madam Asia literally almost ran down South Concepcion the other day when I showed her what it looks like to create and to command lightning in a storm, and then taught her how to do the same. She did it better than I did on the first try. Your shadow work, higher self, traumatic triggers and trauma, none of that is gonna make magic. And so when we talk about that, it's super important to understand. Also understanding when people are coming to you, when we talk about we're still in the space of who don't. Oh, well, see, right now, as I'm sitting here talking to you, tell that your Mercury is this, and Venus in your 5th house, and the, da, 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 and your Lunchable is in the 5th house of your Animals that's connected to your Neptune, and because your Pluto is literally, um, is in conjunction with your Mickey and Minnie, that, um, Minnie and Piglet, like, no, none of this is hoodoo. Astrology never held weight in the diaspora surrounding magic, hoodoo, obia, wanga, gris-gris, guinea-guinea. But let me communicate this. It's not even a but. In addition to astrology and the planets not being hoodoo oriented, understand that astrology, the heavenly bodies themselves, the planets and their influences, is that a real thing? 150%. As the two cursed drive through window people here in Mobile, it was real because they caught it. Okay. Dealing with me the other day. So um, understand that astrology, doing some work on Saturn's day to conjure the powers of Saturn. You better say something. You better speak and talk right. Yes, indeed. That is a perfect example. Doing work on Saturn's day to conjure the powers of Saturn or to connect to or whatever. In Voodoo, in African American culture, in the diaspora of the African diaspora, when it comes to that, there is no planetary alignment with your workings from A to Z to 1 to 3. It's not a thing in the culture of Hoodoo and within the African diaspora. That is not a thing. In other cultures, and with especially like European cultures, the planets are very much aligned with their work from the influence in from the influence and in addition to the correspondence of the days working, so forth and so on. That is a very Eurocentric thing, and that is something that is culturally done. I did not say that it doesn't work. In fact, I know for a fact it works and it works well. It works strong, but I'm not speaking about Eurocentric, um, spir spirituality because in their spirituality, like high magic, if I'm not mistaken, um, is drawn from that. So astrology is its separate self, yes, but then it is also intertwined with some European spiritual forms and space. Not a bad thing, not a negative thing. It's just not a hoodoo or African thing. Now, can we as people of color, in fact, be influenced, moved, and pulled and pushed, thrown down by the planet? Yes, absolutely, without a doubt, I do not disagree with that. Planets themselves will influence your lives without a doubt. Queen, they always talk about coming as your whole self, how we can't come as our whole self in magic without doing shadow work. My being, when you came into this world, you were not your whole self. You didn't even know yourself. When you're born with magic, you're born with magic. I was seeing things at the age of 3. I was prophesizing and doing actual work. I mean, very young in the 7th grade, in fact, um, professionally in the 7th grade, and did not know myself from Adam's house, kept I knew my magic because I grew up in a space, and a household, and a culture and community of magic. And so, no, that is where you're That's like saying, "Oh, well, um, a bird can't fly unless it know it's a bird." Do birds know they're birds or do they fly? I guarantee you a bird is never gonna say, "Hey, baby, I'm a bird. I'm a bird." It's not gonna happen because naturally the bird is gonna fly because it's a fly. A snake is gonna, "I'm a snake. Li I'm gonna slither because I'm a snake. I'm the best slithering snake now because I know I'm a whole snake." Make it make sense. Your magic that you are born with is as natural as the breath in your body as the day you were born. You can't get around it. But it's that kind of thing, and so you may ask, and I'm gonna get to that point, you know, even, um, and I guess I can get to it now. People go then, why are people pushing? Why are people pushing, um, this, um you need to know your whole self. You gotta be completely healed. You gotta have this reconciliation and the shadow work, and you need to know your traumas and triggers and all kind. Why is that? You know why? Because they don't know math. They've read enough self-care books and Eckhart, what is his name? Eckhart Tolle or whatever his name is, and Deepak Chopra and all kinds of things. You've heard all of this stuff about, and this is new thought movement. This is new thought movement, okay? So, you're doing this new thought movement, the power of now, the, um, what is it? Um, the power of now, the secret, the law of attraction, okay? 2012 was a year, baby. Yes, indeed. You know, and so the thing about it is that's what people are regurgitating and stamping hoodoo on it. And why should I do that? Well, you know what? If I've done enough self-care books, seminars, and classes, I can tell you until you 'cause here's the thing anyways, until you are this and that, you can't do this and that. So let me teach you and show you the way. Let me be your juju guru. Let me be your hoodoo healer. Let me be your like, it's all of that kind of stuff that people can capitalize on, to be honest. So when we and the thing about it is this, and this is what's so sad today is you have seen non-people of color from the dawn of hoodoo make it into theirs and sell it to us. What do I mean? Work emails coming through. Sorry, I'm watching at this moment. No, you're fine, Kenny, you're fine. Um, I had those books I had those books and you made okay, when you start following the queen. And yes, because they are truly trash. When it comes to hoodoo, in fact, you don't need any of that. For personal development, self-development, those things, okay, yes, whatever else, in regards to you may need to that mind space and that head space. When it comes to magic, my grandma never "Oh, the law of attraction is where your hoodoo's." My grandma whooped my ass did not light this candle. She she broke me down. She did not say, "Let me be let's be your whole self." Broke me down, damn near broke my neck, okay, arm and sternum, and like, "Alright, now go sleep correctly." Okay, alright, um And so the thing about it is, when it comes to, from since the dawn of voodoo and the exploiting of voodoo and African American culture, yes, non-people of color have done this. We know this from the dawn. And what they did was, because here's the thing about it, we have never given anybody all of the tips, tricks. If a traditional storefront is never gonna give you all the things. Now the reality is this, I can give you every remedy, every ritual, every ceremony. You don't carry the ashe of the Nona Medicinal leaf. And if your ashe is not of a particular level, your work is not gonna be the same, even if I give you the same recipe, and that's just what it is. Or somebody else's lineage, all right? My lineage may be very strong in something else, may be strong in one thing, and yours may be even stronger in another. And even if you gave me your recipe, it's possibly that I could not do it because we don't share the same blood. But we've seen since the dawn of time of hoodoo and the exploitation of hoodoo and African American conjure, um, that non-people of color, again, who started writing the first books? It wasn't us. When I say first books, I mean here in America. It wasn't us, okay? So when people started writing books on hoodoo, we were not the first to write books on hoodoo. They were for over 30 to 40 years. Products being sold were not sold by us first. They were appropriated and exploited by them. But in their book, they tell you, "Oh, use this and this for that." Well, they can't tell you how to use African American culture because we're not gonna tell you everything. So you have this one lady in California right now, one of the most well-known appropriators, literally said that she would go to Black people in Oakland and offered them at the time of her upbringing. I think she said she and I know that I know it was 20. I don't know if it was 20 cents or $20, but I wanna say it was $20. I mean, 20 cents. And they said, "Alright, take a black candle. I'm not of lineage. Can I still benefit from the teachings and workings?" You've asked this before already, and I've answered this already earlier. If you purchase my products, will they bless you, Kenny? Yes. Because I have generalized my presence for anybody. If I had a personal issue with you, Kenny, I'm gonna say, "Kenny, I don't like you." I'm not gonna say that, but I'm gonna actually say, "Here, use this." No one is gonna curse you. No one's gonna cross you out, okay? But that's not my MO, that's not how I get down, that's not how it goes. So anybody you can benefit from things, but you will probably benefit from something, and it really depends, especially if it's custom. You're gonna get the best results, Kenny, through custom work. Like, if you came to me and you wanted money stuff, yes, I can say, "Alright, ma chérie, tu as besoin de bonnes chances, de l'argent, de la argent rapide," et cetera, so forth and so on. And you would get some good results. But if you was like, "Queen, I want you to fix me a money spirit," I'm gonna customize that spirit to you, and when I do those kind of workings, I'm not using money spirits that align with my blood, I'm connected to those that align with your blood so that you get all that you need, okay? So anyways, they would go so the non-person of color may go to a person of color and go, "Take this black candle," or "Take this candle," not even black candle. But again, we did some fluffing sometimes just to throw things off. I'm gonna tell you one thing, like, a lot of people go, "Oh, well, I'm gonna use this citronelle." Go right ahead on. The essence of citronelle, go right ahead on. We didn't use citronelle. Didn't use citronelle, okay? But anyways, what we say, use this black candle, burn it at your front door, and place some, honey on the bottom of the candle, and that's gonna take away the negativity on in your love. Well, little hoodoo appropriator over here goes, "Oh, well, if the honey removes the negative things from my life, then I'm gonna assume that lemons are gonna take sour things from my life, or I'm gonna use, um how else can I be? Um, oh, coffee gives you energy. I'm gonna put coffee at the bottom of the candle. That's gonna take energy from somebody. Oh, let me see something else. Mm, ooh, I'm gonna put the candle in a bowl of water because that's gonna make somebody thirsty. Well, guess what? People of color that took 400 years, about 300 years at this point of being disconnected from who they are or being scared or killed into somebody else, um, that immediately goes, "I wanna connect back to me." And you find a book that says Hoodoo, African American magic, African American spirituality. You pick it up, you read it, and now you are utilizing these methods of Hobby Lobby, Hoodoo, and Michael's Mojo Arts and Crafts, and Juju Joanne's or whatever else. And so you're doing this stuff. Well, now that you feel that you got this is where thing goes incredibly horrible. We are now, as people of color, are doing the exact same by purchasing their book, regurgitating it, black facing it, and going, "This is Hoodoo." She should not tell our story. First of all, that's not our story. When you look in these books, for example, with this one lady in California, you will see a lot of her books go, "Oh, well, this is from Jewish folk magic. Oh, this is from Jewish folk magic. Oh, this is from Middle Eastern folk magic. Oh, this is from Asian folk magic. Oh, this is from" whatever. She has put every single folk magic working in a book of hoodoo with maybe 3% of hoodoo in the book. And that hoodoo is don't sweep your feet. Everybody knows that. Oh, you're gonna deal with fish. Well, there's everybody knows that too. Okay, don't let birds fly in your house. All right, everybody knows that. You know, um, there's other things. Oh, do you know about hygiene? Everyone knows about so it's these sprinkles of truth, which are your hooks, which is your line, your hook, and then everything else is yes. Um, Jessica Allen and I, um, in WP arguing about why they should be able to practice. One white man is writing books saying that he's a hoodoo priest. It is kind of BS, but he feels that he's a hoodoo priest because there's been 30 years of this one woman telling you that hoodoo is a big mix of things. Literally, a book in mind, place the name of the one who's harmed you with the black candle, light it and read the Psalms completely. Repeat the ritual daily until it's gone, until the flow is gone. And so and you will hear, I don't call out these books, I won't tell you these books because I'm first of all professionals, I'm not gonna do that, but also too, um, if I bring them up, there are gonna still be people out here go, "Oh, well, let me buy it anyway." Alright? Just some initials or something. Um, well, the hints are, I'm giving you these things right now. I'm giving you the red open the books, read a little bit of it. When you start seeing these things, you know. Absolutely know. This keeps you from being bamboozled and fooled, okay? Best we invest in Conjure Queen books and leave it at that. Well, not Conjure Queen, I'm the Hoodoo Queen, okay? I am the one and only Hoodoo Queen. There is somebody else that calls themselves a Conjure Queen. I am the Hoodoo. conjures with magic. Hoodoo, African American. The store is still in Oakland to this day. What is this store in Memphis that is on sells Hoodoo? What is the store in Hoodoo? What is the store in Memphis on? I know of one of appropriators. Anyways, the point that I'm making is this, okay? This is the point I'm making. The point right now is it's not just non-people of color, it is now also of color regurgitating or black facing these books and information. And if it's not that information in books, it's then also um this this trauma. It's you're the victim, you're in a marginalized group, it's the shadow work, it's the therapy, it's the higher self. So what's happened now is a lot of people of color doing less of let me regurgitate the appropriators books. Now it is more people of color going, let me create my own form of magic and call it hoodoo. You cannot buy a hoodoo card. You cannot show up as a child of the diaspora. Remove all the things that are made of you that are African. Insert chakras, insert Reiki, insert energy work, insert singing bowls, insert Tai Chi, insert breath work, insert all of these things and go, I am hoodoo. This is hoodoo. When you've taken out all of those elements, you have made yourself less connected to hoodoo and your magic of hoodoo than you were as a Christian. You had more magic and hoodoo as a Christian than you do today with this self-serving, um, energy. Yes, curate a list of appropriators and make a list as well now. Thank you for the clarity and teaching. Should I get a should I get a session done to know what to know how I should start? You start with your ancestors. That's gonna tell you where your ashe is. That's gonna tell you what your gifts are, but it's a process because when people ask this kind of question, pretty brown eyes, that they're really asking is, "Queen, tell me what I have." And it's not that simple. I can tell you, "Oh, yes, you got some ashe, and your ashe is here, and here." Possibly, depending on your level of ashe, it could be, "Yes, I know you got something," but it may take your journey to so this is why Conjure Hospital Institute is so badass because you know where you stand with healing, root work, magic, hoodoo, conjuration, and seership abilities, divination, etc. I remember you telling me if I look at a bibliography if you look at the bibliography page. Yes, Vanessa, I wanna read this slowly, excuse me. I remember you told me if you look at the bibliography and reference pages, that would tell you exactly who and where the info was coming from. That's why I had to throw them away. I lied to you not. I lied to you not. If it's a person of color, they have a hoodoo book, look in their bibliography, look at their references. They are more than likely are referencing all of these non-people of color who've been writing books for over 30 years, and then you're like, oh my gosh, look at this black facing of hoodoo." What do they call them? What do they call the people? An Uncle Tom? Like, it's like the Uncle Tom of hoodoos. Like, that's a real thing, and it goes deeper, and so many of you don't even recognize I've been working on a project for over 2 years now that I will be announcing here very soon, and I'm gonna bring up some strong points that's gonna be out it's gonna make y'all throw away a lot of other products that you have. I know a hoodoo practitioner who says she doesn't use Hygiene. Is that questionable? She says because it's masculine based. Okay, for her to say that she doesn't use Hygiene because it's masculine based, that is questionable. That sounds like some personal self-serving BS. I Hygiene and I personally, my relationship with Hygiene is not strong together. Him working for me. But he and I work well together for others. That's why every year I do the hygiene community service, and people are like, "Oh, snap, queen. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it." But so, like, had she said, like, "Hygiene doesn't work for me," that's one thing. But to say, "Oh, I don't work with hygiene because it's masculine based," that's some of that. I'm working in my divine feminine energy. I'm working with my goddess energy and all of those things, like, no. Um My grandma, she never once said, "Well, rise and shine, my hoodoo feminine goddesses, grand rising, my queen hoodoo feminine workers." Like, no. The High community service is epic every year. I'm interested to see how he responds. I did see some of him in my backyard this year, not as much. I do think he's too heat, but I gotta talk to him to see what he's gonna do. I noticed so many people add crystals, astrology, energy work, and it doesn't sit well with me. Hoodoo is about getting your hands dirty and solving the problems magically. Exactamo, magically mermaid. Exactamo. Last year, money literally fell out of the sky. I found $320 on the side of the road. Yes, indeed. Come on, iceberg Paris. She is, and she's working with feminine energy. I told you. I mean, this is how you can identify who don'ts. And so the thing about it is when you're dealing with these who don'ts, and here's another big thing, the seals of Solomon. The seals of Solomon are not hoodoo. That is Jewish, Kabbalah working. But you wanna buy these candles with seals of Solomon on them, and they're hoodoo. This is the conjure whatever, da 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 da, whoop whoop, knit knit, paddywhack, lie on your back. Can you talk about Zora Neale Hurston? The common thought is that she is one of the main sources of the information when it comes to hoodoo. Zora Neale Hurston was a folklorist. She was a folklorist, meaning she was an outsider trying to get in. So she was a practitioner, which means she did not get all the information. Perfect example. You will read one of her books, and she actually says, and this is why I quote this, and this is from one of her books, using the, um, what did she call it? How did she say it? The essence of citronelle. The essence of citronelle. The essence of citronelle. And because she uses this term, it made me very clear. Ah, you don't know what it really is. They gave you the store-bought brand. They gave you the generic version because they knew you were putting this stuff in books. It's not gonna happen. So Zora Hurston actually grew up and, she was born in Notasulga, which is a little town outside of what my family used to own, Benson, Alabama, not too far from Benson, Alabama. Um, and she was a folklorist. Now, because she's a person of color, she absolutely, um, had a different experience because genetically is gonna move something differently. But in actuality, she was a practitioner, not a worker. She was not doing work. She got initiated and stuff and things so that she could get material to write. She's a folklorist. She wasn't joining these things just because, "Oh, I've been called." No, she delved into multiple spaces in order to be the folklorists we know today. And that is just a simple, sound, solid reality. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Um, Please, everybody, I would like to encourage you to give the video a thumbs up. I mean, how are you feeling about this conversation right now? How are you feeling? What are your feelings? What are your thoughts at this particular moment? Um, I have to just bring this up because and because again, I know this is happy. And I also just wanna say thanks to everybody who, again, decided to share, um, or bless me with a super sticker today. Again, you know, I'm very touched and honored by that. But I wanna go ahead and bring up this one last topic and then maybe these couple last points, and then we're going to, conclude this situation, this conversation. So the issue that we're having now is that, um, I need for you all to start listening. Listen to these people that you're following on Instagram. Hi. So today I woke up feeling that, you know, the spirit and, I knew that I had to just I needed to do some deep shadow work and, you know, da 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 da. You got conjure written across your name, but you're talking about personal development. Call yourself a life coach. I think it's great because my local shop, um, is all E5, and I get mixed messages from them. Well, first and foremost, E5 has nothing to do with magic. Not 1, 2, or 3 things to do with magic. Religion is not at all. Um, so it's super important to understand what message you're getting. You could be getting religious messages, um, that may be accurate, but understand the difference between the 2. So, when it comes to, so you'll see these people on Instagram, "Yes, I woke up this morning and spirit was talking to me," um, and it's hard to get straight answers just because they don't have them. Either you have them or you don't. Either you know or you don't. So it's yes, um, so yeah, you see the people on Instagram, and I'm not talking about and again, I want y'all to get out of this thing of it is a racial appropriation, it's cultural. If you are a person of color and you go study traditional, um, Jamaican cuisine, and you open a restaurant saying that there is, Jamaican ancestors in your line and that your Jamaican great aunt taught you this, etcetera, or let me teach you the real way to make Jamaican cuisine. No, you are an American or you're African, but you're not Jamaican. It's a cultural. So understand that when it comes to cultural appropriation, it looks you expect it from the non people of color, but the people of color to me, it looks a lot worse because you know good and damn well that you are using your skin as um, as a map to your lies. One guy, Instagram. Yes, the spirits are moving me, and, you know, I was just really into my thoughts and just thought to myself, I heard spirit say, you know, "Let me tap into this shadow work, da 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 da, conjure so and so." Girl on Instagram. You know, we're just looking at the nuances of life and all the details, whatever else. all of the things, and we just gotta really feel those energetic and those planetary pulls and be able to navigate with our planetary alignments and all these things, so forth and so on, and this is how, you really connect to that space of hoodoo and magic, okay? Um, and and so I want you to start looking. When you're looking at people, are they talking about your energy work, your shadow work, your trauma, your triggers, you know, self-care and preservation? Hoodoo has nothing to do with self-care in regards to feeling good about yourself and confidence. The self-care Hoodoo provides is protection. I'm gonna put protection around me, and it's gonna take care of me because now you've had a car accident, or I put protection around me, and it has caused you to move across the country. That's what Hoodoo looks like. I'm glad our African American history is more accessible, um, as a culturalist, so much has been passed out I never was taught. Hmm. So, we are always criticized for gatekeeping. Why do we have to share our culture? Well, again, I say, when you're talking about culture, people are talking about gatekeeping. They're really about keeping non-people of color out. But if you want to gatekeep, then you have to also gatekeep people that are not in the culture, which is why I was mentioning, like, last that's like people don't get and respect tradition. The value of tradition is devalued because it does not serve your ego and your desire. Traditionally, if I am not a Haitian, if I'm not born on Haitian soil, there are certain things that will do that I will never be able to have access to because I was not born on Haitian soil and I wasn't part of that culture growing up. I don't take offense to that, and I don't take it as gatekeeping, and I am a person of color too, right? So it's that thing. Um, let me move this down. All right. And, and so with that being said, you know, if you wanna talk about, like, truly talk about and the thing about it is why is it versus preservation? Because the reality is this, I'm gonna teach you, and I'm gonna well, right? I'm gonna teach you very well. I'm not going to shortchange you to any capacity. I'm literally gonna give you everything that you need in order to be the strongest in the space of magic. But the truth is, I'm not gonna give you my remedies. I'm not gonna give you the remedies of the millimeters that I need. No, I'm not doing that. There are some things that I absolutely just cannot speak about, and that's preservation. So people say, "Why are you gatekeeping?" There's not gatekeeping, it's preservation. Because I know some of you raggedy root workers out there are gonna want to put this in a book, put it in a book, and that's the reality. You can call it gatekeeping, I don't care what you call it. Gatekeeping, goat keeping, okay? Your brother's keeper, your sister's sleeper, I don't care what you call it, it is what it is, and so, no, um, all information should be given out no matter what your race is culturally, because people are out here just trying to make a dime. People just ain't trying to make a living, and that's just what it is. I think it's from white supremacy and being brainwashed with imperialism. Could be. Um, Period in America, we feel like we should have access to everything. It's an American thing. It's an unfortunate American thing, but it's not a real thing, you know? So that's why I tell people, like, when it really comes down to these spaces of culture, the culture we do, if you can accept truth, this is not the space for you. It's not the space for you. Point blank, period. There were some other points that I wanted to bring up today, but we're already past the 2-hour mark. I think yes, we're like 2 hours solid in. So anyways, my loves, I'm gonna let you guys go. We are in the process of moving, and so, um, I'm leaving here right now, and I'm gonna go pack more boxes. Hopefully, we'll be in our new space safe and sound and cozy by this up and coming weekend. So I appreciate you all so very much. Before we end this, I do want to remind you guys, check out the Working Ritual Weekend. Please remember that the Working Ritual Weekend is a 3-day weekend event here in Mobile. Um, I may actually provide a very short term um, coupon code for the coven, for the virtual coven. A very short coupon code, like maybe a day coupon code that you can use. But I also just want to remind you guys, for this event on November 3rd, 4th, and 5th, we will have your ancestral elevation, which is a 3-day ritual, your sunset riverboat cruise, where we are on the water and we'll be sharing the water with the last known slave ship ever brought to America, the Clotilda. We'll be doing our high I'm super excited about this. The high protection ritual, the smoke summoning ritual, and the fire feeding ritual. It's gonna be amazing. And remember, you have the ability to stay with me in some cabins, like with me, me and you and the crew. And then there's another cabin that holds 6. There are limited spaces, but here's a little insight to what those spaces look like. Et voila. Alrighty, my love. So that's oh yes, the cabins are beautiful. They're nice and cozy. There's bunk beds, there's a couple of regular beds. One of the options I'm giving, if you want to be in the cabin and you don't care whether you have a bed or not, you can bring an air mattress. There's only 2 spots for those. So anyways, we'll jump on those. Don't wait until the last minute. I will be making this post and give you guys an expiration date, or an ending date of getting those tickets again. Mhm. Pardon, 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 pardon. Have an awesome day and look forward to the card reading class. I look forward to it as well. Many blessings, everybody. Have a great one. See you all very soon.